Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. This Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County is now in session. The Honorable Judge Nushi Sabi presiding. All persons having business before this court, come nigh and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America and this honorable court.
Thank you, Lair, and welcome everyone, family, friends here and out there in on our YouTube channel and in the overflow courtrooms. Welcome to the investiture of the Honorable Laura Gonzalez-Marques as County Court Judge of the 11th Judicial Circuit of Florida. I also want to take a moment and recognize that today is the first ever in Miami-Dade County. It's going to be, I think, an annual holiday, Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. So to all of our law enforcement here, all of our law enforcement out there, and virtual guests, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for taking such good care of us in this community. And I hope you're enjoying your day off. And thank you to those of you who are still here serving us today, given that the holiday was relatively a recent phenomenon. Please remain standing as we ask two very special guests to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. This one's going to be impressive, folks, so listen in. Judge Gonzalez-Marques has two sisters, and I'm going to have to give a little bit of their pedigrees because this impressed me. One is Catalina Gonzalez-Marques, MD, which I don't know how you feel about MD versus JD. I think that MD speaks volumes. She's the doctor of emergency medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. And Maria del Carmen Gonzalez-Marques, who's also an attorney at Jenner & Block. Please come forward. No pressure, your competition is usually toddlers. So.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. A doctor, a lawyer, and a judge. Where's Mom? Not too shabby, Mom. Now, as we continue to remain standing, please welcome Father Alejandro Rodriguez Artola, the judge's pastor from St. Thomas the Apostle Catholic Church.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Almighty Father, you have brought us to the light of a new day, a day in which you have chosen Laura Gonzalez-Marques to take the position of judge of the Miami-Dade County Court. We pray that you will create among us good and faithful leaders, individuals made in your image who will apply your teachings in their lives and positively impact our families, our workplaces, and our communities. Help us to inspire those with whom we come in contact to share their goodness and talents and to do your will. Make us leaders, Lord, leaders with strength and courage to follow your truth and your light. Leaders who make your truth and light visible to the world in all of our words and actions. Father, may everything we do begin with your inspiration and always find its origin in you. Let our work, by your gracious assistance, reach with your saving help a just completion. May you alone be the author and the finisher of our judgments. Do not allow us to disturb the order of justice, you who love equity above all things. Let not partiality sway our minds, or respect of riches or persons pervert our judgment, but unite us to your effectually by the gift of your grace alone, that we may be one in you and never forsake the truth. May we, in all things, hold fast to justice, tempered by mercy, so that in this life our judgment may in no way be a variance with you. Remain with us and enlighten our hearts. Give us light and strength to know your will, to make it our own, and to live it in our lives. Guide us by your wisdom, support us by your power, for you are God. Heavenly Father, you desire justice for all. Enable us to uphold the rights of others. Do not allow us to be misled by ignorance or corrupted by fear or favor. Unite us to yourself in the bond of love, and keep us faithful to all that is true. May we always and in all ways temper justice with love, so that all our decisions may be pleasing to you and earn the reward promised to good and faithful servants. Bless and keep safe the Honorable Laura Gonzalez-Marques. And this we ask through the intercession of Our Lady of Fatima. Heavenly Father, we pray this in your name. And the people said, Amen. Amen.
Thank you so much, Father. Everyone, please be seated. On this special day, we've been joined by special guests. Some of them are here, and some of them are, again, out there in YouTube land. Please stand as I call your name so you can be recognized, and I will ask. Actually, I'm not going to even ask, because I know you're all going to applaud as I say every name. So first, and a repeat customer to our court, and somebody who now we consider part of our court family, Justice John Coryell from the Florida Supreme Court, but also from down the street. Retired Judge Frank Shepard from the 3rd District Court of Appeal. Retired Judge Rudy Sarando from the 3rd District Court of Appeal, who's here virtually. From the Superior Court of Puerto Rico, retired Judge Antonio Marquez, who's the judge's uncle. Francis Guash de la Guardia, who's past president of the Cuban American Bar Association. Raul Cosio, the past president of the Cuban American Bar Association. And Miriam Soler Ramos, who's the current president of the Cuban American Bar Association. Christopher Jury, president of the Miami-Dade Trial Lawyers Association. Aaron Boslin, the executive director of the Miami-Dade Trial Lawyers Association. Lauren Krasnoff, secretary of the Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, Miami-Dade chapter. Actually, no, I see Diane Karamis instead. So apparently there was a last-minute substitute who's incoming president. Incoming president. President-elect. So as of tomorrow, no, as of next year. Okay. We should clap for her just for all that. And Travis Randolph, president of the Wilkie D. Ferguson Bar Association. He's with us via live stream. Juan Diarce, executive director of the Spanish American League Against Discrimination. Salad. Richard Cooper, who's executive director of the Miami-Dade County League of Cities. He's with us via live stream. Harut Samra, commissioner on the Florida Supreme Court Judicial Nominating Commission. Pedro Allende, commissioner. Robert Pardo, commission member. And Jesus Suarez, also a commission member, all from the 11th Judicial Circuit Nominating Commission. And Mark Adler, acting secretary of Commerce from Enterprise Florida. And actually, I note that I also have here our alum and alum of the Circuit Court and currently on the 3rd District Court of Appeals, Judge Monica Gordo. And I think I see out there, is he hiding with the mask on? Is that Marcus? My eyes aren't that good. Marcus Bach de Armas, who's our not yet, soon to be county court judge as of January of 2023. Welcome to the club, Marcus. Good to have you here with us. If there's anyone that I've forgotten, please let Ara know, or I'm sure one of my colleagues will start texting me that I've forgotten you, and I will make sure that you're announced. Also here today, we have members of our court family, our extended court family. On behalf of our public defender, Carlos Martinez, we have Chief Assistant Public Defender, Teresa Enriquez. On behalf of our state attorney, Catherine Fernandez-Rundle, we have Chief Assistant State Attorney, Scott Dunn. On behalf of Regional Counsel, Eugene Zanobi, we have Mark Julian. And And finally, supporting our day-to-day court operations with their expertise and wisdom. The judiciary is nothing without them. We have our incoming new trial court administrator, Deirdre Dunham. Welcome, Deirdre. And we also have Senior Court Legal Advisor, James Rowley, who's standing in for General Counsel. James is supposed to be sitting over here, but he hasn't done this before, so I'm looking at his seat, but I'm seeing him over there. But James, thank you for being here. You can come on up if you want. And finally, our incredible audiovisual team who's made all of these investitures possible, not just here, but the DVD that you will get to take home. Hopefully you have a DVD player. But if not, they make sure that it's on the YouTube channel and you get to watch it in perpetuity. So those of you who miss anything, you can watch it again later on the YouTube channel. And also Eunice Ziegler, our Public Information Officer, and my incredible staff, Ara Johnson and Larry Chester, who really are the team that makes these investitures possible. Thank you all so much for being here today. And now for remarks on behalf of the Florida Bar, we have Board of Governors member and esteemed attorney. Please welcome Jeffrey Reiner.
May it please the court, Chief Judge Safey, members of the bench and bar, friends and proud family members of Judge Laura Gonzalez-Marques, it is an honor to be here on behalf of the Florida Bar. Laura was a young lawyer at Holland & Knight, which enjoys the unique benefit of being the home of Chesterfield Smith, probably the most influential lawyer in South Florida during his lifetime. Chesterfield Smith would be proud of the tremendous commitment that Judge Marques is making to be, quote, involved in all elements of society, end of quote, by becoming a judge. When Judge Marques puts on her robe today, she will join all the judges of the 11th Circuit in the common purpose as guardians of the Constitution and as a judge to be an indispensable ingredient in the success of our American democracy. Natalie Rico, an all-around wonderful person, and senior counsel with Milberg, Coleman, Bryson, Phillips, and Grossman, went to high school with Laura. She remembers fondly that they were performing together in their school play called The Wizard of Oz. Laura was playing the Scarecrow. Natalie remembers that Laura was amazing in the part, and her performance was a testament to her acting prowess, because in reality, not a soul in the world would believe her lamenting, "If only I had a brain." Quote, while preparing for the show, we practiced our lines so much that at one point during practice, we started improvising absurdities. This represents Laura so well because while diligent and dedicated, she is also clever and tons of fun. Our favorite lines in the show are when our characters came upon a bridge that kept flipping when they tried to cross it, pointing them in the same direction they came from. At one point, when discussing the predicament and how to solve it, Laura delivered the line, quote, "We'll cross that bridge when we come to it," to which my character responded, "But we have come to it." On the day of her investiture, I'm thrilled to know that Laura has crossed the proverbial bridge. She is a brilliant, forthright, principled, and empathetic person. Justice John Coryell of the Florida Supreme Court had the pleasure of working with Laura at the law firm of Cobre and Kim. Laura played a significant role in the comprehensive investigation of Puerto Rico's insolvency and bankruptcy and reported to John Coryell. The justice observed during this investigation that Laura is effervescent, alert, on top of everything, knows what's going on, has an incredible eye for detail. She knew every player at the table. She played an indispensable role in the investigation. She had to master rating agencies, interview the players such as the 5 governors of Puerto Rico, and investigate the insolvency. He attributes her success to the power of her observation and her charm. What could have easily have become adversarial interviews during her investigation were avoided because she makes people feel comfortable. Justice Coryell concluded by saying, "She was magnificent." The robing ceremony and the investiture is a special moment in the life of our community. The state of Florida and its 110,673 lawyers are fortunate to have a distinguished judiciary because very talented and brilliant lawyers like Judge Marquez have volunteered to become a judge because they have the passion for helping others, their profession, and their community. Congratulations, Judge Marquez.
And now for remarks on behalf of the Miami-Dade Bar Association, we have the president of the organization, another distinguished attorney. Please welcome Sabrina Puglisi.
Thank you, Chief Judge Saifi, Judge Gonzalez-Marques, judges, family, and friends. Today, we celebrate Laura Gonzalez-Marques. Now, it's easy to see why Governor DeSantis appointed her, right? I mean, Columbia law, clerked for 3rd District Judges Schwartz and Ramirez, Holland and Knight, Cobra Kim. I mean, that's quite the pedigree. But it takes more than that to be a good judge, more than high intellect and experience. Because sitting in judgment is a heavy burden. And so a judge also needs qualities like compassion and kindness, a strong work ethic, and they have to be well respected. I can say today that the citizens of Miami-Dade County are so very lucky, and they can be assured that they have all of that in Judge Gonzalez-Marques. Hard work. She is no stranger to hard work. Laura comes from a long line of doctors and a lawyer, her uncle, who is a retired judge in Puerto Rico. And he was her role model, somebody she's looked up to. And I know that she is so very honored and happy to have him sharing this special day with her today. Now, compassion. A judge has to have compassion, right, and kindness, especially if you're sitting in the county court where there are so many pro se litigants that come before you. And again, coming from a family of doctors, she learned at a very young age that compassion is so important. And Natalie, her very good friend, said, she is and always has been deeply service-minded. In the 20-plus years I've known her, she has always been involved in some form of service. From Key Club in high school through the Nicholas Children's Young Ambassadors today, where she has served as a board member, co-chair, and chair, she has always jumped into action when help is needed. And respect. Respect has to be earned. But Laura has earned the respect of her colleagues she worked with prior to being on the bench, and those on the bench. Her former colleague at Cobra Kim, now Justice Curiel, said, Laura positively sparkles with warmth. County court is the people's court, and the people could not have a more observant and empathetic person on the bench than she is. Now, compassion, hard work, respect, those are important qualities, but they're not the only qualities that make a person who they are. And I thought it would be nice to take the opportunity to tell you a little bit more about Laura Gonzalez-Marques. As Natalie has known her since high school, I asked her, and she says that Laura is a Renaissance woman who, apart from being a sharp legal mind, has a beautiful voice, is a talented actress, an avid runner, a voracious reader, lover of Shakespeare and Austen, a Broadway buff, and quite the Star Wars fan. Now, melding Disney and running, I spoke to her, and she said, what you may not all know is she has run every single race you could run at Disney. They have these marathons there, and you have to get up at like an ungodly time of like 3 o'clock in the morning to be there. But she's done all of them, and if you go to her chamber, she has all the medals to prove it. I think her current colleague, Judge Gonzalez-Paulson, has said it best. She summed it up best when she said, in the short time I have known Laura, I have seen her exemplary work ethic, her compassion, her patience, and confidence, but most of all, her love of all things Star Wars. The Force is strong with this one. And so, I am honored to be here on behalf of the Miami-Dade Bar Association as president. This actually is, I think, my last investiture as president, so I'm so happy to finish it, go out with a bang, and to bestow this Bible to you, Judge Laura Gonzalez-Marques. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. And just so you know, that's probably about 15 or 16 investitures, I think, in the year that who's counting. All right, so we have some plaques here commemorating this special day from the Conference of County Court Judges, the desk plate, and from the Cuban American Bar Association for your walls. And what else do we have here? Oh, from the Gwyneth Cherry Black Women's Lawyers Association. So now you've got some swag to decorate your office along with all those medals from all those Disney marathons. And now for personal remarks on behalf of the judge's family and friends, please welcome former Deputy Secretary for Infrastructure, Risk and Resilience Policy from the Department of Homeland Security, Pedro Allende, the judge's longtime friend.
Good afternoon, friends, colleagues, judges. My name is Pedro Allende, and I was invited to speak a little bit today about Judge Laura Gonzalez-Marques. As ordered by a member of our judiciary, I prepared some short remarks that were reviewed, edited, and approved by the judge. We're going to dispense with those. So let's move on to the unapproved remarks. After all, we're among friends in this beautiful historic courtroom, and with friends joining us remotely doing opposition research for her first judicial election. That look on her face now is called regret. I bet you're wondering the same thing I am. Why is this guy up here? You have Justice Curiel over here, far more accomplished and smarter than I am, gives a much better speech. Judge Watson, former colleague and current colleague, much funnier than I am. Great option. But my standing here is a testament to the middle of that bell curve. You don't have to be very good, very smart, or very good looking, frankly, or funny. Sometimes you just have to be the sixth after 5 people have declined. So everyone here knows Laura. Everyone knows she's an incredibly kind, smart, and decent human being, good colleague and friend. But that's not really the whole story. Laura, as you've learned, comes from a great and accomplished family. Her immediate family alone, doctor, businesswoman, doctor, lawyer, now judge. That's some good parenting. And some of that can come from different motivations. So her father's a terrifying man. His voice is deeper than the Mariana Trench. I call him Darth, but never to his face until now. It's good to see you, Doctor. So I remember the first time I met him, and it haunts me to this day. A few of us were down for Christmas break, and I made the terrible mistake of offering to pick Laura up on the way to drinks. I sat in a living room in the dark. The man was lit only by the glow of the TV. He was fidgeting with something. I couldn't tell whether it was a remote control, a gun, a lightsaber. Obviously, Laura was not on time. So, I did the only thing I could do in that instance. I said, "Sir, just so you know, I'm just picking her up. We're not dating. No one likes the guy that she's dating." Just then, she walks in with her mom, lights come on, I get offered a drink, all is well, I make it out with my life. Her mom, on the other hand, is among the nicest, warmest people on this earth. Asks about my wife and my girls all the time, which brings me to the one time that Laura willingly participated in what can only be described as a criminal conspiracy to defraud. In Gainesville, Florida, around 2005, Laura, at my insistence, knowingly and willingly lured a young lady to a Starbucks under false pretenses. I was notified of the meeting. I arrived. We had coffee. Laura then subsequently lied to this young woman some more. She later became my wonderful wife, Jenny, who's currently in a deposition as the deponent, although I should be here, and our two wonderful girls by extension. So, thank you. Judge Gonzalez. Before that, she was a lawyer. Some of you know she was quite an accomplished lawyer before this. She graduated from Columbia University with a U, not the one next to Venezuela. Started her career at Holland & Knight, one of Florida's oldest and most prestigious law firms. Home to Spessard Holland, former governor of Florida, Chesterfield Smith. For some time now, the Miami office has been led by lawyers like Adolfo Jimenez and Wilfredo Ferrer. As an American born in Cuba, I find that comforting. It's nice to see that law firm leadership looks like you, rolls R's like you on occasion, and understands that you're not going to make it to the office at 3:05 because you're getting cafecito a la ventanita. Laura found it comforting for other reasons, because English was her second language. Everyone at Holland & Knight just assumed that Law Review was a journal. It wasn't. It was a theater group. They did no scholarship, published no articles, did nothing academic of any kind. They were actually quite talented singers, dancers, performers, and they were actually really, really good. I saw them once, rock stars. So, for those of you in attendance today, here and virtually, you can tell I have an overactive imagination. This is not in dispute. What is not imagination is the impressive accomplishments of Laura Gonzalez-Marques in the courtroom, on the bench, and elsewhere, like Carnegie Hall. You're not imagining that she's a great friend to many in this room, and many that couldn't be here today. And although I still question your judgment, I'm honored that you allowed me to speak today. Thank you for letting me share some old stories, for your service to this community. And I think I can pretty much speak for everyone in this room. We're excited to see you continue to do good, do well, and serve this community that you love so much. Thank you.
And now for the oath of office and robing, I would like to ask our favorite Florida Supreme Court Justice, John Coriel, to join Judge Gonzalez-Marques and her family at the podium for the oath. Please welcome and come on down, Honorable Antonio Marquez, former judge from Puerto Rico, Judge Gonzalez-Marquez's uncle. Father, Dr. Luis Gonzalez Mendoza, a.k.a. Darth Vader, I guess. Mom is Catalina Marquez de Gonzalez. Sisters Catalina and Marie Carmen, welcome back up. And William Barrett, brother-in-law.
All right, before we do this, I just want to take a brief moment of personal privilege to say how proud I am of you, Judge Gonzalez-Marques, and of your choice to serve our community in this way when there were so many things that beckoned to you. You know from my remarks to the other speakers what I think of you. It is high. I will add just one editorial comment, which is the sense of joy that infuses you as a person is a real credit to our bench, and I hope you keep it. I will never forget a very rough morning at the office at Cobre and Kim, the firm we used to work at together, that was a rough morning really only for me. Nobody really knew that it was a rough morning. There was a lot going on. And Laura had run a marathon over the weekend, and we were preparing to do something very difficult together. And I had my door sort of slightly ajar, and I was working, and I heard her singing in the office. And I said to myself, she ran a marathon this weekend, and we have this very high stakes deposition in a day. How is she singing? I hope you sing on the bench. I hope you sing with your life. I hope you sing in your service. because we are all richer because of the joy in your voice, and I hope that stays with you forever. So please raise your hand, put one on the Bible, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I, Laura Maria Gonzalez-Marques, do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States of America
the Constitution and government of the United States of America
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am qualified to hold office
that I am qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state of Florida,
under the Constitution of the state of Florida,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
and that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of judge of the county court
the duties of judge of the county court
of the 11th Judicial Circuit of the state of Florida,
of the 11th Judicial Circuit of the state of Florida,
on which I am now about to enter.
on which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Picture. Mama, que regresan para una foto. Kathy, come back, come back, come back. Sorry. I love that race. This is a preemptive strike. Thank you, Chief Judge Saifi, and thank you to each and every one of you who is here today. Your presence here, whether it's in this courtroom or in YouTube land, is something that greatly honors me, and I am humbled by the constant support that you have given me. I'm going to put everyone on notice right now. I am a crier. And while I'm going to do my best to get through this, I'm making no promises. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to God, for without him I would be nothing, and it is to him that all glory belongs. Father Alejandro, thank you so much for your words today, for your guidance in my faith, and the support you have provided me in the years that we have known each other. Our parish is often a second home, and I am truly thankful for our friendship. I want to next thank the amazing people behind the scenes who have made today possible. To Era Johnson, Eunice Ziegler, and the entire sites and IT support staff, it is absolutely impossible to accurately describe the work and coordination and the patience that they have to put into getting us to today, and I am so, so thankful. To Chief Judge Saifi, a personal note of thanks for your mentorship and guidance to this rookie as she figured out not just where the playbook was, but sometimes how to get to the field. And to my new colleagues, I came into this position with nerves, eagerness, and more than a little bit of trepidation. I was quite honestly intimidated to be joining your company. And yet, so many of you called me over and over again with the warmest of welcomes, offers of assistance, and advice. I have learned so much from each of you already, and I know it's only scratched the surface. Thank you is a lacking phrase, but again, I'm afraid I lack the eloquence to better acknowledge the grace each of you has given me. Most especially, I want to thank our County Civil Administrative Judge Murray and Associate Admin Judges Abreu and Janowitz for the immense amount of time they have put into my first few months on the bench. Whether it was answering a million questions, and there were a million, or in Judge Abreu's case, sweeping in like a ninja to South Dade to shadow my calendars and walk me through everything I hadn't even thought to ask. I'm sure I've been a challenge, but never once have you made me feel like I was. To my co-judges in South Dade, Judges Gonzalez-Polson, King, Gonzalez-Meyer, and Krieger-Martin, you have been the most welcoming of colleagues. And to my incredible staff, we're back there, my J.A. Ala Nieves, and my bailiff, Nairobi Lopez. Please stand up. Please stand up. You are two of the most dedicated individuals that I know, always going above and beyond to help me and anyone else who needs it. I am truly fortunate that we found each other and that you're on my team. Thank you. I will be eternally grateful to Governor DeSantis, to James Uthmeyer and his entire staff, and to the members of our 11th Judicial JNC for the faith that they bestowed on me. I promise to work every day as I serve the people of Miami-Dade County to measure up to that faith. As is often said, no man is an island, or woman for that matter. I certainly have not been alone in this journey. I am the product of those who have formed me and willed me forward to where I am today. I have been blessed since the inception of my legal career to have been coached, trained, and guided by the legal minds whose distinction I can only pray I one day attain a fraction of. From the beginning at the 3rd District Court of Appeal, I was fortunate to meet and work for judges like Juan Ramirez, Alan Schwartz, Frank Shepard, Angel Cortinez, Barbara Lagoa, Vance Salter, among many others, on a daily basis for the first year and a half. Minds who in turn challenged my thought process on a regular basis, inspired me, and gave me invaluable lessons that I took with me and still use today. I next had the incredible opportunity to spend 5.5 years at the Miami office of Holland & Knight, learning from some of the best at what it meant to be a civil litigator. Rudy Serrando, Jesus Gusa, Ed Ramos, Jose Casal, Adolfo Jimenez, Rebecca Plasencia, Lindy Lambert, Mike Hampman, Jorge Hernandez Toraño, George Mencio, the late John Hogan, Joe Servin, and many, many others, who I'm sure I'm forgetting today, were some of the best people to work with. And I was lucky to have the chance to be your colleague. But most especially, I want to thank Raul Cosillo, who has always been more than a colleague. He has been family. He was the Tío Raul who would give blunt and honest advice, encourage your goals, but keep you humble. Thank you, Raul, and please keep doing that. If Holland & Knight began the forging of my formation in litigation, my time at Cobra & Kim was the honing knife. I'm especially grateful to my former co-workers from the Miami office, Evelyn, Adriana, Andy, Gabby, Peter, Dwayne, Valesca, Lisa, Digna, and the rest of the Miami crew. We really were a family. And while I was thrilled to go, I was sad to leave all of you. To my former case team members, Sean Buckley, Bill McGovern, Daniel Zahir, and Leif Simonson, who are all watching on YouTube, when I told you what I felt called to do next, you didn't complain. None of you hesitated. You simply looked at me and said, "What can I do?" It was that support that gave me the confidence to move forward, and I am forever grateful. In this moment, I must pause to separately and especially thank Matt Menschel, who wanted to be here today, but unfortunately is sick with COVID. Matt, I know that you're watching in YouTube land and wish you could be here. Sincerely and truly, I forever owe you a debt for the countless opportunities you gave me at my time at Cobra & Kim, for the long talks about my career stories, and even your countless war stories. I couldn't have had a better mentor. And while my professional career has been one of extremely good fortune, I have been equally blessed with those who have stood by my side in my personal life, and to whom I owe so much. To Justice Curiel, John, you have been one of the greatest teachers I could have ever asked for. From Puerto Rico to FIFA and all the adventures in between, when I thought I could not, you were always there to say, "Dale que tú puedes." I have been more grateful than I could ever tell you for your advice and guidance, for the support that you have given me in every chapter of my career, and most importantly, for your friendship. Thank you. Life is a journey, and that journey requires a good crew, and I have been blessed to have the best crew of friends at my back. Pedro, I'll find a way to get back at you. Mark, Harut, John, Megan, Nathan, Enrique Demores, Rebs, Mikey, Sargon, Hattie, Yono, Jay. It's going to be a long list. Bear with me. Becky, Jean, Amanda, Alex, Erica, Taylor, Ricky, Zach, Ali, Marcus, Monica, Danny, and Vladi. I met each of you at different points in my life. We all came from different backgrounds, but I can't imagine my world without you. Most especially to my ladies in the second row, Alyssa, Natalie, Christy, Maggie, and Christina. We are a sisterhood, bonded by our faith, love, and loyalty for each other. You are my fiercest supporters, my constant rocks, and the force that both keeps me grounded and moves me forward. To you, I know I can always run. With you, I have a second family. I love you all so much. And now to my family. I am literally nothing without you. My life is rich because I have the benefit of our culture to infuse me. There has never been a cheerleading crew that is more passionate, loyal, and quite frankly loud than the family I have been surrounded by. I must start this portion of my speech by remembering those who have gone before us and could not be here today. To my great-grandmothers Bisi and Tita, my godfather Tato, Tiami, and Tio Manuel, and my grandparents Nana, Tote, Au, and Papo. The only thing that would make this day more perfect is having them here with us. But I know that their spirit continues to guide my steps and that you're all watching from the best seat in the house. Tio Tony, thank you so much for being here today, for placing this robe on my shoulders, and for being the example of what I wanted to be. A devoted father and husband who loves fiercely, a dedicated prosecutor who strove to do what was right, and finally the judicial public servant who always sought the truth in every case that came before him. You were the first I went to develop my thought process. You never let me settle for the easy answer, but coached me to look deeper and see the whole picture. Siempre fuiste la inspiración, and I will continue to strive to reach your example. To my great ángeles, my madrina, Tio Eddie, my aunts Laurie, Ana, Angie, Patricia, Mabel, Lisa, and my uncles Johnny, Juan Damián, John, Tia Maria, Titi Graciela, and Tio Gonzalo. You have all molded me, raised me, and taught me in ways that you will never know. My greatest joy is being with you and laughing together. How lucky I have been to be born into this loud and boisterous din. To my cousins, Juan Manfredo and Isabela, who are here today, and to those who could not be, and as you can tell, we're a large family, so I'm not going to name them all or we'd be here all day. Los adoro a todos. I love you all. One of the things I am most proud of is our closeness and the united front that we put on together to face any challenge. Ray, you are the brother I always wanted. Our family was truly blessed the day you joined our crew, and I'm still really impressed at how naturally you took us on. You make my sister laugh in ways she never did before, and for that I love you alone. But more than that, you are an amazing person and a good man. You've been an unfailing support, and more importantly for me, I finally have someone that I can discuss the intricate theories about the Marvel Universe with. Thank you for being here today. Okay, almost. Catiloles and Mari Carmen. God saw it fit to somehow bless me with not one, but two amazing sisters. One who amazes me every day with her diligent work as a medical doctor, saving lives and working hard to make the world a better, more equitable place. And the other who possesses an intellect so keen that it blows me out of the water every time she starts discussing her legal analysis, or I see the passion that she displays when she's fighting for what she believes to be a just cause. But beyond that, these smart, beautiful, and independent women love me with a fierceness and a loyalty that humbles me each and every day. You are my first phone calls, my best friends, and my greatest admiration goes to both of you. Thank you for being the first to come to my rescue and the ones who stand beside me. I love you. And finally to my parents, Mama and Papa. You left your island of Puerto Rico and your entire family behind some 40 years ago, coming alone, not knowing if you would ever go back, but seeking here in Miami to make a life for yourselves and then for us. You forged your careers and instilled in me the core of our faith and a desire to always serve others. You have always taught me to work hard, to respect others, and that compassion was the way to walk with Christ in this life. I know the sacrifices you made were great, and I'm sure that we will never know all of them. But you always made sure that we had every opportunity that you could give us. This accomplishment today is not mine. It will always, always be yours, because you made this possible. I am so blessed to be your daughter. I love you both. And thank you, Mama, for letting me steal your birthday weekend. I am humbled to be here today, grateful for all of you here, and blessed to embark on this journey. I promise to serve this community with a servant's heart, be faithful to the rule of law, and work hard and diligently to serve our wonderful county and city. I pray that God continues to give me the grace to do this job well, and I am thankful again for all of you today. Thank you.
So first, happy birthday to Mom. Her birthday was yesterday. This is a good birthday gift. So welcome to the bench, Judge Gonzalez-Marques. So I did not know you when you first got appointed. Who's this person? That's the first thing we all start talking to each other. Who is she? Who is she? What do you know? John Coryell, I heard from him pretty quickly. That was a pretty good endorsement. And then Chief Judge Emeritus Soto, who could not be here today, immediately found out that you were a Lourdes girl. How we went this entire morning and have not heard anything about Lourdes is it's only because Judge Soto's not here. But yeah, so I heard you were a Lourdes girl. That immediately gave you the stamp of approval. And then when I first met you, you're saying that you were nervous. You were the first judge that that was appointed after I had become chief. And we have an onboarding process when new judges come on, and I basically get a binder. The binder is like about this thick. In this day and age, we have paper. Yeah, she's not. And here she's coming from the private sector where they have you guys have all the bells and whistles. We don't have those bells and whistles yet. So, and it's my first, and I'm trying to be impressive, but there's a binder. So in this day, it's 2022, and or 2021, I guess it was. So you said you were nervous. I was also nervous because I was trying to impress you, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this well at all. But you really didn't need it. I mean, your brilliance, you're super smart, and you hit the ground running. And so on behalf of all of your judges, we welcome you to the bench. And we're grateful that you're here to serve the people of Miami-Dade County along with us. And to everyone, thank you so much for being here. The 11th Judicial Circuit, we're now in recess. If you'd like to greet the judge and her family to say congratulations, please come and to your right, and she'll be there to greet you with her family. Thank you so much. Court's in recess.
Deirdre.
Because I'm already here, so I feel like I'm already kind of getting this. Thank you.